Thai to my mom, Japanese to my dad, and English to my siblings. But back then, because of the surroundings, because of the diverse environment that I was in, I never found my situation at home to be atypical. I never once considered how Thai I was, how Japanese I was, or where I was from. However, that would change. When I was 11 years old, I moved to Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand. There, I began living with my Thai grandma, who only spoke Thai, ate Thai food, and knew of Thai culture. Simultaneously, I began attending a Thai public school, where, obviously, everything was taught in Thai. You could say I had the opportunity to experience authentic Thai life. I mean, how hard could it possibly be? I told myself. I've always lived in Thailand. I can speak Thai just fine. And most of all, I am Thai. I was very wrong. I had underestimated the challenges I would have to face. First off, my Thai wasn't nearly as good as I had thought. Sure, I could have conversations with my mom and order at restaurants, but the second I opened a textbook, I was left stumped. I could barely make sense of the academic language used in schools. I also lacked an understanding of the unspoken rules. This one time, for example, I was scolded for standing next to a teacher who was seated at their desk. Like anyone else would have been, I was highly confused. But after learning that Thai culture is one that highly values respect, especially towards those who are viewed to be more important than you, I figured it was just one of those rules that everybody around me knew, but I didn't. After having spent some time living this very Thai life, one would expect me to be able to say confidently that I am Thai. But I found it to be quite the opposite. The more time I spent in this very Thai environment, the less Thai I felt. My peers watched Thai YouTube, listened to Thai music, and read Thai comics, while majority of the media I consumed was in English. Stop talking gibberish, my teachers would tell me when I struggled to find the words to ask a question. Did you know you have an accent when you speak Thai? My peers would tell me out of the blue. I struggled to understand what I was. If I was Thai, then shouldn't I be able to speak the language properly? If I wasn't Thai or Thai enough, then what was I? If I couldn't find belonging in my own home country, then where was I to go? I had the option of moving back to my international school, but after having seen the parts of Thailand that were so much more than just pretty beaches and a cool holiday spot, I felt I had become too different or too Thai to fit in with my international school crowd. How ironic. After my 3.5-year journey living this very Thai life, I was given the opportunity to move to Japan. And so, on the day of my 16th birthday, I moved here. Just like the previous time I transferred schools, I struggled with, and am still struggling with, understanding the cultural nuances and the intricacies of the language. At times, I would ask myself, do I fit in here? Do people next to me on the train view me as a Japanese person or as a Thai person? Where really is my home? But I know now that it's not worth pondering over such questions. I will always be different. I will never fit the mold of a Thai person or a Japanese person, and that's okay. The fragments within my kaleidoscope, which I have spent my lifetime collecting, are the things that make up who I am. Sometimes, when moved or shaken, these fragments may clash. They might rearrange themselves, but no matter what, they will always find a way to come together and create an unrepeated image, or what I like to think of as a reflection of me. And so, regardless of how many countries you've lived in, regardless of how many languages you speak, What I want you to know today is that every single one of you has your own personal kaleidoscope. Thanks to my experience living across various cultures, I've been able to, or on some occasions, even forced to, confront mine more clearly than ever. And today, from this stage, I want you to be able to see yours too. And so, take a step back. Let your memories come flooding back to you. Think back to your childhood. Then think back to your lowest moments. Maybe it was that time the person you liked really rejected you, or you didn't pass that job interview. Then think to your happiest moments, where you felt the most joy. Picture a kaleidoscope in your hand, look through it, and tell me, what do you see? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Abe. Now we will have a question and answer session. Mr. Iboshi, please.
サワディーカップ、安倍さん。
Hey.
Hello, 安倍さん。
Hi.
Hi. Okay, my Thai was not good. Okay. All right, so thank you very much for your speech, and I really enjoyed listening to your speech. So let's move on to the question and answer session. Okay, so my first question is, why did you choose Kaleidoscope to symbolize your life?
Initially, when I saw the theme was kaleidoscope, I thought of representing like the fragments inside the kaleidoscope as sand from the place I lived, which was an island. So I thought it would be perfect for the symbolism. But after thinking it through a little bit more, I found that it was quite hard to find something that would represent Japan and Bangkok that would possibly fit into a kaleidoscope. And so I made it more vague, and I ended up with the topic of the kaleidoscope.
Okay, very good. So now you moved to Japan and go to school in Japan.
Yes.
So what kind of challenges or difficulties you face in Japan?
I think the biggest challenge for me is the language. Just like my Thai, I have been exposed to it at home growing up, and I can read and write basic things, but a lot of the things that they teach in schools, the textbooks, the classes, I find it really hard sometimes to understand what exactly the teacher is saying or what's written on the board. And thankfully, in my school, they have special systems to help students like me who transferred back to a Japanese school after being abroad for so many years. But still, I find it kind of hard and very difficult at times to understand the language.
Okay, very good. Well, I think that there are many people who are struggling with fitting into new environment, not simply transferred from foreign countries to the mother countries, or like changing schools, joining into companies, or moving to different department in companies. So there are many situations where we have to face a lot of new environments. So do you have any pieces of advice for them who are struggling with fitting into new environment?
So from my previous experience moving across different schools, moving countries, I found that trying to fit in, forcing yourself to fit a mold that is not you, to be appreciated by other people, simply doesn't work out in the long run. Instead, I find that true belonging is when you are just yourself. You embrace all parts of yourself, and you find people who are able to accept all those parts of you. And that, I think, is what true belonging is.
Right, very good. Okay, time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Iboshi and Ms. Abe. Now we will have the judging time.